When a towering 6'9" college sophomore walks into the crowded State of the Union address, people immediately notice. Take a close look at this necktie. While the rest of the room signaled unity in standard Republican red, he opted for blue. He hasn't given a single interview. He doesn't post daily updates, no public speeches to dissect. Because he provides absolutely no other information to analyze, the internet spent days obsessing over a single piece of silk. A massive physical presence combined with absolute silence creates an informational vacuum. When someone is highly visible but completely quiet, millions of people will rush to fill that void with their own theories. This is the courtyard of NYU's Stern School of Business in Manhattan. While 29,000 undergraduates mingled here, the president's youngest son commuted from an off-campus penthouse and hurried into an SUV between classes. Take a close look at the heavy tactical gear worn by these Secret Service agents. Their constant perimeter meant that when classmates invited him to a casual game of pickup basketball, he had to decline. His mother, Melania, enforced incredibly strict privacy boundaries around his daily routine. He avoided the dorms, showed up for lectures, and immediately went home, operating as an isolated curiosity on a busy campus. Then the geography shifted. For his sophomore year, he transferred to NYU's Washington, D.C. outpost, a highly intimate program built for roughly 100 students. Relocating from a heavily guarded Manhattan tower to the center of American politics removed him from any semblance of a typical college experience. It placed him directly inside the machinery of his father's operation. Sociologists use the term front stage to describe curated digital personas we build for the public. For most young people, it's a crowded space used to manage modern anxiety through constant posting and sharing. He subverts this expectation completely. He maintains a zero-footprint digital existence. No public accounts, no daily updates, no opinions. By staying entirely offline, he avoids the rapid burnout that plagues typical influencers. Instead, he exists as a living meme, a blank slate. Academics call these digital groups affective publics, closed communities bound together by shared humor and irony. Because he says nothing, these hyper-ironic subcultures are free to project their own specific values onto his stoic persona. His silence operates as a frictionless brand identity. It allows deeply isolated internet communities to claim him as their own insider. He didn't passively accept this meme status. He leveraged it to quietly orchestrate the digital strategy for a presidential campaign. His primary directive to his father's team was simple: ignore traditional cable news networks entirely. The target audience wasn't watching them. Notice the setup of these studio podcast microphones. He booked his father for unscripted, 3-hour conversations, sitting behind mics exactly like these, talking directly with manosphere influencers like Aiden Ross and Theo Vaughn. This media pivot bypassed standard policy pitches. It spoke directly to young male voters in their native digital arenas, securing a crucial demographic by participating in their exact style of conversation. While he was steering national political outreach, he was simultaneously building a private fortune estimated at $150 million. This chart maps his portfolio across 3 distinct sectors. First, cryptocurrency, driving the World Liberty Financial Project. Moving down to real estate, public filings show he incorporated the luxury property firm Trump, Fulcher, and Roxburgh Capital in Wyoming. Finally, he entered consumer goods. This is yerba mate, a caffeinated South American herbal tea, forming the basis of his newly launched brand, Solos. He assembled this financial and political portfolio before finishing his undergraduate degree. As his sister-in-law noted, he operated effectively as a strategic sleeper agent in plain sight. But the moment he relocated to the shadow of the United States Capitol building, that era of protected isolation ended. Operating as an open public figure brought immediate scrutiny. As tensions escalated in the Middle East, viral online campaigns surfaced demanding he be drafted into the military. Internet commenters joked that his height made him a literal large target, but the underlying critiques were highly political, pointing directly to his family's history of draft avoidance during previous conflicts. By stepping fully into the political arena, he surrendered his immunity. The internet decided that the 20-year-old was now fair game for the exact culture wars he had previously helped direct. Traditional arenas of power, the press room, the debate stage, are losing their monopoly on public attention. Elections are increasingly contested and won on Discord servers and meme pages. Building a $150 million empire and steering a national campaign without holding a single press conference proves that traditional media saturation is an outdated playbook. In a culture defined by constant digital screaming and oversharing, the most effective strategy is counterintuitive. True influence comes from staying completely silent and knowing exactly where the internet is actually listening.